Hey everybody, welcome to Kats Creations live on Friday night. I want to welcome you to my kitchen and tell you guys what we're going to be making tonight. We're going to be doing another evergreen, but this one I'm going to be doing in traditional colors because it seems like between primitive, rustic, kind of burlap stuff and the traditional evergreens, those seem to be like really good sellers. So we're going to be doing a 24-inch evergreen base. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. We're going to be adding a bunch of different textures, using a bunch of different picks. So I believe this is called like a bristle pine. And then there's this one that has a mixture of some noble fir in it. And then we're adding white pine picks. We're going to add some ornaments, some pine cones, and then we're going to add the sign. So the sign came from Personally Yours. And then we're going to do a double bow on this one to finish it up. So, before we get started, is there anyone joining us?
We have Janet, Dawn, Debbie, Sandra, Jane, Audrey, and Teresa, and Olga so far.
Okay, awesome. I don't know if those of you had gotten my message that I sent out. I thought I sent it out to the Kats Creations group, but Hobby Lobby right now is pretty much deconsolidating all their Christmas stuff to about 4 aisles, which is crazy because our Hobby Lobby is a fairly large store. So to walk in there today and literally have ribbons that are probably the size of our countertop, that's all they had left of their Christmas ribbon. Christmas picks, they didn't even have any more white pine picks. And I don't believe that you can order any of that stuff online now because Hobby Lobby is going through their phase of moving Christmas out and introducing whatever is going to be the theme for 2019, as well as I saw they had New Year's stuff up already, and they're probably going to start putting Valentine's Day out. So get into your Hobby Lobby. If you had ribbon you liked, we're thinking about picking up, picks, whatever. I think garlands you're going to find all the way through the end of the year because we got it when it was on clearance for like 80 or 90% off. The $9.99 just plain garland, which is great to use all year long. All right, anything else?
No, just a bunch of gals still joining, so hi, everybody just joining.
All right, so I'm going to move my ribbons off to the side because we'll deal with those later. So you guys know that when we're working with the evergreen, this is the way that it comes when you're looking at them on the rack. So whether you go to Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, they always look much smaller than what they are when you fluff them. So the first thing we're gonna do is fluff to make it look like the blooming onion at Outback Steakhouse, kinda. That's what I always thought when I first did mine. It's like, it looks like a blooming onion. So we need to get these branches separated and up and out. So I usually start in one section and then you want to keep the movement going in the same direction. So don't go like from here, go up and then up, because that's not the way that pines will naturally grow on a tree. So this is what we're doing, making a blooming onion.
No problem, Olga, we understand.
What's wrong?
Oh, she said hi, Kay and Steve, and she said sorry, it meant to be Kat.
Oh, no worries. I think I've been called everything from Kay to Kate.
Katie.
Yeah, Katie, you name it. Anything that just remotely sounds familiar. So this is your first stage because this makes it really easy for you to attach things. It also makes it really easy for you to glue additional components in. You don't have to be so focused with the inside. I'm trying to just take all mine now and move them to the outside.
And welcome first timers. Looks like we have a new woman on, Elaine DiNardo. It's his first time. Hi.
Hi, Elaine.
Hi, Elaine. Let us know where you're from.
Yeah, we'll try to hook you up with some people in the wreathing community out where you live. So we're here in Southern California. We got rain for about
half the day yesterday.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they had predicted it was going to come in at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So of course I make sure that when we get rain, I open up my windows because I like to listen to it rain. And wouldn't you know it, it didn't start until 7 o'clock that morning. And it was nice, but then it just kind of rained for what it was going to do, and then it stopped. Today's been cloudy, no rain. So we don't see any more in our forecast for a little while.
And Lynn said, I never thought to put lights around the island. I might try that this year. Because we have lights around our...
Oh, the bottom? You can see that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what would be really super cute is the rag garland that I made for the window. So if you just take those regular white Christmas lights, if you have an overabundance of material that you're probably not going to use, or you just have it sitting in your craft area, take it and create rag garland. It looks really pretty. And for us in our house, all these little leftover pieces from the artificial pine or evergreen is what our cats like to unfortunately get in their mouth, and then it makes them really sick. So
Elaine's from Fall River, Massachusetts, so she's way up there.
wow. So I wonder what the weather's like in Massachusetts.
Cold.
Probably yeah, probably cold and snowy maybe. So
Yeah, a lot of people are saying hi from, well, Barbara says hi from New Hampshire. So
hi Barbara.
She's up there too.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'd love to get up to the
Ron's
east.
from Ohio.
It's so weird. We hardly have anyone here from California, but I think
Yeah,
California
just a
viewers
few.
are just too late.
Yeah.
Not too late, meaning it's too late for people. They're still at work to be tuned in.
Jane said it's raining in Alabama. Denise said it's going to be cold here in Washington State this coming week.
Ah,
And Sharon said raining in Mississippi.
sounds like I love the rain. We just don't get enough. And wouldn't you figure that one time we take a trip to Seattle, they called it like their most perfect week of no rain, and I was like, seriously? I came to Seattle to find rain. What was that?
Sounds like somebody got a glass ornament or something.
I don't know. I was like, all of a sudden I heard something break, and then the cats I saw running went this way. So, as you can tell, it's starting to look like the bloomin' onion. So this just makes it really easy for us to add our picks to. What'd you find, babe?
That bulb all the way over by the door.
Is it a glass one?
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody knocked it off the thing and then the cats thought it was a nifty toy to play with.
Oh.
Okay. All right, so as you can see, it looks like an onion, and it definitely has a different shape to it now than when we were looking at it before. So this is all that stuff that I told you our cats love to, they get it stuck on their tongue and then they can't get it out, so they end up swallowing it. So that's why rag wreath is good. So this is going to be converted to a rag wreath soon to eliminate all the debris. Okay, so I have 3 different picks. So obviously this one was from Hobby Lobby. This was $9.99, but right now at Hobby Lobby everything's 50% off. So, and then we're adding white pine, and then this funky pick that has a whole bunch of like noble firs, white pine, and then regular evergreen. This was $4.99, and then the white pine was $2.99. So slash your 50% off. I have my glue skillet on. So the one thing I want to caution you about when using a glue skillet is don't set your glue skillet on your cutting mat. I have finally figured out what has caused my cutting mat to warp on the corner, and it was the fact that I had set the silicone mat on top and then set my glue skillet on top, and then subsequently the heat caused the board to warp.
Yeah.
So just be cautious to not take your glue skillet and put it on your glue mat. So that's as far as it'll go. So now I'm gonna break this down, and with these bristle ones, they're a little long. So our goal is to break them down into pieces, usable pieces is what I say. So I'm gonna take some of these. It was really sad going into Hobby Lobby today. Really sad. Because people were saying, I can't believe it. They're getting rid of all their Christmas stuff. And
A lot of gals are just saying how the weather is. A lot of it, you know, obviously in the East Coast and Northeast, it's all getting cold and snowing.
we miss the snow. We used to get snow here. Now we don't get so much. So
Regina Motzinger said, hello Kat, Steve, I made a winter wreath for a friend and she loved it.
a winter wreath?
Yeah.
This
That's
is
what you're going to be doing next week, right?
Yeah, this is our last Christmas per se tutorial because we have to be moving on to other things. So if you already have an inventory in your Etsy shop, or you already have like 15 or 20 Christmas wreaths, it doesn't benefit you to go in and try to make any more.
Right.
You should just move on to the next holiday, which is New Year's. I would probably only make maybe one or two.
That was Jan's question. She said, how long in December will you continue to make Christmas wreaths? I don't know about anyone else, but I'm tired of Christmas already.
Doesn't that sad? It's November 30th and I'm like so done with anything pertaining to Christmas.
Well, making Christmas wreaths.
Yeah, making Christmas wreaths. Because I already have inventory sitting in my shop. So it was difficult for me to choose, okay, what are we going to make today? Another Christmas wreath.
Looks like Denise, Janet, and Kim are all very close to each other, so maybe they can hook up and meet up.
Yeah, there's quite a few people that live maybe like 40 minutes. I think the most I've seen someone travel has been like, I want to say, well, okay, I have to say the person that I know who has traveled the farthest has been Vi, because she went from Ontario, Canada, all the way to California.
Yep.
But she was here on vacation, so we got to meet. But it's nice when you get to meet people that you only see in the tutorials or in our groups.
And Vi actually says she's got family and friends where that Elaine is.
In Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
See? It's all about making connections. I'm actually not going to be using any additional evergreens, but I won't get rid of the pick because a lot of times I need something like this to tie something on. Oh, this is like a really thick pick. So
Obviously cold and rainy here in Tualatin, Oregon. You know exactly where that's at, Audrey?
I know. We love Oregon.
Yep.
We're just talking about where we want to live at some point. Not California anymore.
Darlene said, hi everybody, happy last day of November.
Right? It is the last day of November, so 24 days counting down for Christmas. Yay!
And Regina asked, what kind of wreath are you making? Again, she didn't catch it.
Oh, this is just going to be what I'd call a traditional evergreen in the terms that the colors are your traditional, like red, kind of gold, a beige, and a darker green. It's like an emerald green.
Right.
So I just like the darker colors.
Gonna try to match the sign.
Yeah, that's what I did. I went around and I was like matching all my decor to that. Okay, and then I can break this down. The white pine's actually the easiest. You will get 6 pieces out of this perfectly. And it's just gonna add some different texture to this wreath. Sometimes we'll do ivy, sometimes we'll do ficus, and it looks really, really nice. contrary to what you might believe. So, and this is all my cat debris.
Denise asked, do you think Hobby Lobby will put out Valentine's Day before Christmas?
Yes, I do. Honestly.
Yes.
That's the sad thing. And that's, if you're serious about taking this and making it into, whether it's a part-time business or a full-time business or just something you're doing on the side, the one thing that you want to do is a rule of thumb, if you're not sure what you should be making next, is follow the retail. So whatever retail's putting out, we put out. So if they're putting out Valentine's, we should be stocking our store with Valentine's.
And Martha asked what size is that going to be? You said about 26 inches, right?
Yeah, this will be about 26 inches when we're done. Although if you're measuring it from like some of the funky pics, we're actually going to be putting these in. It's not going to extend out too far because we've got to keep our wreath in a 24-inch diameter, or when you put it in a 24 by 24 by 6-inch shipping box, you have a little bit of leeway on the inside, especially from corner to corner. So if you're going to put a big bow here with lots of tails, that's going to work out perfectly in the corner. So what I'm going to do is take these and actually add glue to them, and I'm just going to insert them into my wreath as I go around the whole outside.
And yes, Rhonda, the wreath on the door, Kat did in the regular group, I believe, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it was in the regular group.
Yeah, we try to just do the regular wreaths.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty positive it was in there.
And then Patty Crane, I believe, is new. She said, hi, I'm Patty from Indiana.
Hi, welcome from Indiana.
Everything you do. I'm 72 and you have taught me so much.
That is so nice to hear. We have another lady, I was messaging her back and forth. I think she was 71, but she's now taking this and turning it into her own business, and she's just floored at how, we think it's oversaturated because that's all we see. That's all we watch other wreath makers. So we're not out in the industry of knowing that out of the, billions of people that live in the world,
yeah,
you're just one of a handful of wreath makers. So
yep.
We follow or we look at the things that wreath makers look at. So that's all we see.
Hi, Gail. Gail see those on.
Hi, Gail.
Peggy said Hobby Lobby was putting out the large spring pictures when I was there on Wednesday. So
same with us today.
Yeah.
It was really sad because I was telling Steve, I saw somebody had posted that Hobby Lobby was depleting their inventory of Christmas stuff. And they were like, if you are thinking about ribbon, you better head on over there, which is great. So our private group really does that for one another. We keep each other apprised of sales, what's happening in the big box stores that we frequent, like Michael's or Joann's, Hobby Lobby. So as you guys see, I'm just taking these and just sticking these right in to the evergreen.
Trisha asked, when is Mardi Gras? Isn't it like February the 26th or something like that?
All I know is the last 2 weeks in December, we're supposed to be making Mardi Gras. So I'm thinking it's got to be sometime in January. I don't have my phone, or I'd Google that for you. Because I Google everything. Everything.
Really quick. And then Regina Matzinger said she's taking a class on making fresh blankets for graves. I want to make one for my parents and brothers. It's always good to have a floral class. Take some floral class.
Yes. That's what I'm going to be doing during some of my downtime. Like, you guys know that there is, within the wreath making industry, we have down periods. Like right after the 4th of July, right before we get into Christmas is a down time. After Valentine's Day, there's a little bit of a lag, because not too many people buy a lot of St. Patrick's Day wreaths. So it just depends on like when Easter falls this year. What should we be making?
Hi, Cheryl. And then Rob said, are you going to the Wreath Makers Live?
I am not. What are we doing? Something's coming up. It's in November, is I think what it is. Something's going on in our life at that point. I forget what it is. So it kind of is coming in at a funky time. Like this year they did it during the summer. I'm looking to see.
Oh, thank you, Jen and Cheryl. They said Mardi Gras is late this year. It's March the 5th.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right around your birthday.
That means that we have some time, right? So I'm just kind
Hi,
of
Cynthia.
filling in.
And Beth says I go to Sam's, pretty ribbon and cheaper by the 50-yard spools. Yep.
Yep. And right now I think even, who is it? Michael's. Michael's had like this size. Let me pull this down. This size, which is 100 feet of ribbon. These are $15, but they're half off right now. So what is it, $7.50 for 100-foot ribbons. So if you don't have a Sam's or you don't have a Sam's Club card, that will help. Okay. I'm just kind of adding a bunch of different ones to the outside. I might not use all of it because normally all I use is like 2 white pine picks, and that's the end of that. So I'm going to set these here. We might come back in and add them for filler afterwards. So there we go. Got to make sure, even though this is going to continue to shed. What I want to do is add my sign. So the sign came from Personally, or she's on Etsy. So it's all the words are all scrunched together. So Personal, and then Lee, L-E-E, and then yours, Y-O-U-R-S, on Etsy. She's the one that I get some of my signs from, besides Jane's Front Door Decor, Affordable Wreath Signs, and then Sheila, who's done some amazing signs for me lately. And I'll share with you what she just sent me. I have them here. So I'm gonna pop 2 holes in this.
And the glue is always, we use Gorilla Glue. They actually have glue sticks you can get from Amazon.
Yep.
Or Lowe's, or
You can just buy them from
you
Amazon.
get them from
So
Amazon. I think it's
they just
46.
come in a big box.
Yeah, 45 count.
45 full-size glue sticks.
Yeah.
And so it has hot end. It's a dual temperature glue. So it just depends on what you're gluing.
And I believe the glue pot is a Sure Bonder
It is
glue pot.
7 inches.
7 inches. And we also got that from Amazon.
The Zon.
Design. Yeah, you have to check though, because a lot of times during the Christmas season,
They sell out.
They sell out, and they also raise the prices on them.
They do. Every year the prices go up as they sell out. And then when they get an overstock in, they'll lower the prices again. It's kind of crazy. So I just poked 2 holes in it. These are Beadsmith 1.5 millimeter metal hole punch. Works just like a regular hole punch. So you can just pop holes in it wherever you need your holes for your sign need to wind up. So I attach my business card to the back just to kind of help a customer if they should not remember where they purchased the wreath from.
Yep. Nelly, we got the skillet from Amazon.
The Zon.
Yep. I think it was about, when we bought it, I think we got it for about $39.
And it was like 40 something.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone was saying before they sold out last year, they were like 25. And then when they came back into stock right around Christmas, of course, by then everybody had moved on, not in Christmas anymore. So you can see what this is going to look like once we add that.
Thank you, Rhonda. Rhonda said, love your decorations in the kitchen.
Thank you. So, yeah. Okay, all I'm going to do is add my sign to my evergreen. So these are the colors that I'm going with. So these aren't really a red per se. It's more like a emerald, burgundy color. So
Of course, you have the holly berry that's in there. That's a little bit lighter red too.
it
so
does.
It'll pick up with the color.
Either or. So we'll
Hi
just.
Jean. She's watching and enjoying from Tennessee.
Ooh. You guys all get great weather except for people here in California. Nothing ever changes for us. It's just the same old sunshiny weather.
Yeah.
And after you have it as often as we do, you get really sick of it. And I know people are like, send us your weather. when you have it that long, you don't appreciate it. Or we appreciate it too much.
Yep.
We just get tired of it. We rejoice for cloudy days. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 2 bows on it, so it'll tell me where my available space is for everything else, rather than, let me just move this to the side.
Hi Susan, no problem. She says I'll watch the replay. I have my first craft fair tomorrow and have a ton of work
stuff to do. I
No
understand
problem.
that.
Good luck, Susan.
Yeah, hope you sell out.
Have to let everybody know how you did.
That's what we always say. Hope you sell out. Hope you come back and you have no Christmas inventory.
Hi Yvonne. She said hi cuties.
Thanks.
Nellie, we're from Victorville, so we're about. She says she's originally from San Diego, so we're about 2.5 hours north.
Yeah, up in the high desert. So I'm gonna add this 2.5-inch pine and gold ribbon. This came from Sam's this year. So let me see how big the tails are. Because the one I'm gonna do at the top, I don't want the tails too long. I'm gonna keep them fairly short, but the ones on the bottom, I'm gonna have it have longer tails. So these tails are gonna be about 8 inches. So I'm gonna move this to the side. Get rid of all this. And we're gonna use the Bodabra. So with the Bodabra, it's really super simple. You're just gonna always twist. So you're working from right side to wrong side on your fabric. And I'm gonna probably do the loops. Thinking, these are like 4.5-inch loops. So we will. It's always going to be twist and put in. So I'm going to make sure that these ones are 4.5 inches, and then I can use the ones on the bottom to be my measurement for the one on the top. So when I pulled this out, I liked the way it looked with the, because we're doing evergreen and spruce. Evergreen, yeah, noble. Looks like cypress, and then bristle pine.
Oh, Trisha said I've got my first craft fair tomorrow too. I think I'm ready. Went through my checklist twice. Awesome.
Always bring anything that you need to repair your wreath. That'd be my best piece of advice for you. Because inevitably when you go to ship, something will fall off, something will come undone. So take your glue gun, bring extra ribbon so you can make ribbon for people. You can sell your bows. That would be a nice touch. People can watch while you bring ribbon.
Adele says hello. She's in Palm Springs.
Hi, Adele.
So Adele's over there by Lindy.
Yeah.
Visiting my dad, going to dinner. We'll watch the replay, no problem.
Awesome. Enjoy your time with your dad.
And then Susan says she's got a friend's son that lives up here in Victorville.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to use this red. It's not really a canvas, not really a cotton. It's not even like a mesh. I don't even know what you'd call it. It says it's just polyester and metallic.
You call it like a lame, right?
Kind of. The other lame I have is really thick, so this is pretty flexible, low tensile strength. Craft outlet, for those of you that are looking for this. My recommendation for you guys is if you can get to these stores that are selling their ribbon, get plain colors. Stock up on your plain colors, because the red you could save for Valentine's Day. White, what is it? The green, think St. Patrick's Day. Things along that nature. So I'm keeping these still at 4.5 inches.
Awesome, Trisha. She said I've got everything packed. Glue packed, ribbon in a rolling to 3-door cart. Awesome, good luck.
I know, I hope you sell out. I think that's every wreath maker's goal in going to a craft fair. And we're still debating if we want to do ours. Because it's been really cold up here in the high desert. And the craft fair that we're supposed to do at a coffee shop is outdoors.
Yep, Susan, make sure you pack ribbon and everything else.
Exactly. Your square, business cards.
Yeah, your square, your business cards.
A piece of paper. Yeah, chargers for your phones. what else? Pieces of paper to get people's email addresses so that if you want to start doing an email list, you can message them when you have new things in your shop for sale. This 2.5 inch came from Michael's. So I'm just gonna kind of combine these.
I'm sure hopefully you have a bunch of business cards.
Lots of business cards. If not, that piece of paper comes in really handy. So it's just a little longer. Okay. So we're just gonna kind of make this funky bow with the colors I had picked out.
Hi, Shirley.
And now I'm making 4-inch loops as I bring it in just a little bit closer. So, right there. We just flip it around, do the twist, make sure they're the same.
Yeah, this weekend I think was that one you were supposed to do, that one big craft fair in Wrightwood, right?
Yeah, the one in Wrightwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said no. Nope. I didn't feel like loading up our SUV and transporting wreaths, and because for a wreath maker it's difficult. You know, it's not like someone who sells jewelry or makes little things that are handmade that they can just occupy the space. You know, we have to take in racks to display our wreaths, and it leaves you very little table space, especially when they tell you you're only going to be able to, you have like a 6 foot by 4 foot span of space. I'm like, where am I going to put all my stuff? This 1.5 inch, it's just pine on canvas, Joann's this year. So we're just going to put a couple of these in.
Hi, Deb, no problem. Run to ask if I make wreaths.
Yes, he does.
I do. I help her mainly. I help her prep a lot of stuff.
He's my sous chef of wreath making. Especially if we're doing a deco mesh. He might just do the wood burning for me while I can focus on cutting ribbons. This one we're going to bring in to about
But yeah, I made all
3.5.
different types. I've made evergreens, I've made grapevines, I've made deco mesh.
You're kind of backseating it lately, but that's a good thing. There we go. So again, setting my base for this ribbon. It's going to be a pretty big bow, but this one's going to go on the top, so I want it to be a little bit bigger. Okay. I know I was telling Steve, maybe we'll do that next Friday. You and I will both do it.
Susan, if you don't have it, Kat suggests getting the Square, which is a credit card reader.
It's free.
It's free. And she actually has some instructions on her Kat's Creation site on how to get it for free. It's awesome. You can take people's credit cards right then and there.
You can do it over the phone.
Yeah.
If they're calling orders into you, they don't want to go through Etsy. The more options you have for a customer to do payments, I think the better you do in your Etsy or in your sales. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. Well, no. Okay. I was like, normally I don't do 5 different sets, but we'll keep this one short and sweet.
Susan, it's a little kit you purchase, and they send it to you, and you actually have a little card reader that attaches to your phone, and you can just swipe their credit card. You can actually put the numbers in on your phone as well. So yes.
I'm sure if you've ever had your nails or hair done, a lot of times people have the little square and they just do the magnetic slide on your, with your debit or credit card.
Yep.
That's all it is.
There's been a lot of gals order that through Kat's Creations Facebook page, and they love it.
Not only that, if you order it through my referral link, you get your first $1,000 in sales fee free, which means that they don't take any fee for payment processing for the first $1,000.
Yes, it's called the Square.
You just go, I think it's square.com.
Or square.com or something like that, yeah.
But you need my referral number. So let me do this.
Gals, she doesn't really like to do alerts. You never have an alert bot or anything.
Mm-mm.
It's always Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Always. We never really change, and if we do, we put it out the day before. Like, it was Kaylee's wedding, and we had rehearsal dinner on that Friday. So it was, hey guys, we're not going to be here this Friday.
Now, Susan, unfortunately, you can't get it by tomorrow, but it's still worth your while to get it. Like I said, it's free. That way you have it for the next time. And anytime you do craft fairs, you have ways of taking credit cards right over the phone.
It's always good.
And it's pretty easy to set up.
It's very easy to set up. Okay, so I am actually going to be adding this. My wreath is going to be in my fluff box today. So I'm just going to be attaching this right into the center of my wreath.
She doesn't always put it right in the center above the sign. She puts it off to the side a little bit.
Yeah, this one, because I'm doing two bows, I'm going to kind of do opposite sides together. So there'll be another one down here on the bottom. So now we'll...
Hi Nellie, thanks. The newlyweds are doing good.
Yes,
They're
they
back, kind of settling into their apartment and
getting their first Christmas and
getting on with
holidays under
life.
their belt.
Yep.
So they're starting to understand that things are a whole lot more expensive than when you live with your parents. A whole lot more expensive. So I'm going to take these and I'm just fanning them out. So we'll pull these different ways.
Hi Martha, she said, I'm just starting with wreaths. I have a dairy goat farm. Awesome. She makes goat milk soap and lotion. I have an event every weekend until Christmas, but I want to make wreaths when Christmas is done.
And you know, it's a good time to jump in because it's slow. So there's not that pressure to hurry up and, you know, hurry up and get your store stocked, hurry up and, you know, and get everything done and make sure you have all of it. There's so much to go into selling online, but it's good. But it's great to jump in when it's kind of slow because it gives you time to ramp up for the busy time of the year, which for us I think was right around September, and it's still been relatively consistent. So trying to get my fingers in, pulling my bows out and around.
Debbie says, I love bows. Peggy says, I love goat's milk soap.
So do I.
There you go. There we got a hookup.
The only type of soap I buy. The only type. Just because it's great for your skin.
Tricia said, or asked, did you see the huge bow I made for our community gate? I'll put it on a very large 4-foot wreath on the front gate.
Wow.
Let's take a look.
I had a request from a customer come in and they wanted me to make them a 34-inch evergreen, and I was like, I can't. I can do it. It just would not benefit you, because she wanted something to match her Pottery Barn decor, which those are my customers, man. I dreamed about.
You said it was going to be $100 just in shipping, right?
Yeah. When I pulled up her information, I mean, I'm all about being reasonable, and I could have easily said, sure, I'd be happy to do it for you, but I think shipping a 34-inch wreath to where she was at, and it was in the north somewhere.
There's a lot of people that say they make goat's milk soap and love goat's milk soap, so hey, maybe that's a great gift exchange idea.
It is.
Because Debbie Hyder said I make goat milk soap too.
So back to our
yes,
our thing with, where was I going?
the huge wreath.
The huge wreath. Yeah, I had to unfortunately tell her, okay, I am just running without even pricing things, and good Lord, just trying to find a box for that would be almost an impossibility. And you know, Amazon is going to charge us for a minimum of probably 10. So it was $110 for 10 boxes big enough to ship it in, and it was going to be $185 in shipping. And she was just like, no thanks. And I was like, and that's why we make 24-inch wreaths, because people can't afford to ship anything. I mean, if she was in our local town, it probably would have been easier for her, but she was clear across the US from us. I was like, it'd be better for you just to go find one that you like and just add the ornaments to it that you want rather than spend that much money. It's just crazy. Just can't do it. Not worth it.
Hi Donna. She said, sorry I'm late. Good to see you. No problem.
Hi Donna, nice to see you.
Martha said, interesting. Goat milk is the closest pH to human skin. Did not know that.
Now you do. Now you're gonna be like,
And then Janet said, I've never used it before. Sounds like I need to try it.
My favorite scent, I just broke out my new Christmas scent today. Then that's the hard thing, right?
What was it?
It's citrus clove. And it was like, Christmas. Happy camper. So I'm just fluffing these. So it's always going to be about the fluff. So there is this ribbon. So this is one's going to be here, and we're going to do one down here. Obviously, a lot longer tails. What does that look like?
Looks good.
Okay. There's some fluffing that needs to be refluffed.
Watch out, you have 2 pieces of your pine underneath the wreath.
Okay.
I think they just kind of got swooped in from, yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and make a smaller bow. Not smaller, just probably not as thick as this one.
Donna said, love your ribbons.
Thank you. Okay, green. And then this way it'll tell us where is my workable space. Because you don't want to make the mistake of decorating your wreath and then trying to find a place to squeeze some ribbon in. So there we go. So, oh, that's right, we're going to go longer tails now. Let's go, I'm thinking 18 inches for my tails. Yeah, I like long tails if they're going to be at the bottom because you can spiral them, you can roll them up. So with tails that long, these are going to be let's just make them sure. Hold on a second, I can't go too big. Otherwise my loops will be hanging off the side. So let me take these down to about 5 inches. There we go. So 5-inch loop, because the ribbon's going to be down here. Otherwise you're going to have loops that are just hanging out the outside.
Debbie, that was the cheapest shipping she could find through USPS.
Yeah.
It was 110 bucks.
No, 185.
Or 185.
180. It was 183.45, and I even sent her the link from US Postal.
But
so,
she was going all the way across the country almost, right?
Yeah, I think it was going to be. I think it was in Massachusetts.
Maybe.
Massachusetts. Yes. So.
And then a different Tricia said, I'm using this bow maker now, much easier for me than the Pro Bow.
Yeah, I mean, if I have the time and I'm not in any big rush and I want a perfect bow, I'm gonna use the Pro Bow.
Yeah.
But on something like this is what I used all last year because I was a brand new wreath maker, so I didn't have the funds to continue, to go all out.
Brand new wreath maker in the sense of she'd been making wreaths for years, but brand new getting into the business and doing lives.
Yeah. So this was just easier. I didn't even start doing lives till February. I was too afraid. I was like, no one's gonna watch me. So, nope. I just made them for the fun and did craft fairs and made them for family and friends. And that's seriously not 18 inches.
You can cut it a little bit shorter.
Yeah, to cut the tree off. Okay. There we go. Okay. So that one is done. Now we need the red. Let's see. Looking to see how much I have on here. So So to dovetail cut, which is how you get those perfect cuts, you take your wired edges, you place them together, and then you're gonna cut from the non-wired or folded side to your corner. So it's gonna go from here to here, and then you get a perfect cut. So all your packages this year will look amazing. I'm not gonna go as long with the red because it doesn't have the tensile strength in it to support itself.
Yay, Janet. She said, I just bought a Bodabra at Joann's with 60% off.
What?
Awesome. And then Carol said, you're a very talented teacher.
Thank you.
And Martha said, I can't wait for your lives.
On Fridays, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what we're gonna be making next Friday. Probably New Year's. I know it sounds so weird, but like stuff that's selling right now, believe it or not, besides Christmas, I think Christmas is slowly gonna start to fade out.
Oh, thanks, Gal.
What?
Ron said, you are very easy to watch and you have a great teaching style. And Peggy and Gail said, yes, she is, and you're the best.
Thank you. I had corporate training background for 10 years. So I was a corporate trainer. So, and that's it. That one's gone.
Cynthia, don't be scared. She said, I'm scared to even do craft fairs.
Why? Here's my thing. What are you afraid of?
What's the worst that can happen?
I think your greatest fear was probably sitting in a craft booth and nobody coming in and nobody buying anything. So the thing that I would question is, what is your, like doing craft fairs is different from selling online. Because craft fairs are all gonna be about your current customer base. So whatever customers are coming to that craft fair. In our neck of the woods, I'd be lucky if I could sell anything over $50. So if I'm going to my local craft fair, the things I'm making are $50 and under, if I want it to be a successful day. I might bring one or two that are a little bit higher end for the rare opportunity that you might get someone who's looking for something a bit more elaborate.
And Donna said, yes, you're so helpful. Martha said, love Sunday too.
Yeah.
And then Debbie said, you are so supportive. And then Judy said, I just got my wreath I bought from you. Thank you. It is gorgeous in person. Which one is that, Judy? Is that the Victorian?
I don't know. I have to see the
Which
last
one?
name.
It's Judy Russell. Which one was that, Judy?
I'm like trying to think. Because I just had someone message me today with pictures. Because it's weird. When I took wreaths into the post office to ship, some got shipped relatively quick. My lucky postal employee, who doesn't measure my boxes and puts everything priority. So
Judy
I'm like,
said yes to the Victorian.
okay, so you're
Yeah,
the
we
one that
love
sent me
that
the pictures. Yes, that was my favorite one. I'd been wanting to do that one all year.
So that's funny. That's the one we actually had up above our mantle, and we had to redecorate the mantle because we sold it. So
we sold that
we
wreath.
had to redecorate the whole mantle.
I kind of knew it was gonna sell, but I was like, let's just make an elaborate mantle to match that. And I thought about sending you the bows too, because I was like, what can I do with the bows?
Yeah.
So the bows that went on our candle sconces and on the mantle garland, so we just changed it.
Gail said the Victorian one was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cynthia said, yes, I can't even get anyone to buy what I have made.
Okay, where are you selling?
If you're selling in your local market and it's not the type of price point you want because it's that people in the community don't want to pay that much, that's why Kat sells a lot online.
Well,
You're the same way. If she took these wreaths to a community market, she wouldn't be able to sell them for as much.
no. As a matter of fact, there's someone who sells in our local community farmers market, and I've seen the quality of her wreaths, and hats off to her for technique, so she can actually make them, but they're very thin, there's not much to them, and she's only selling them for like $35 or $40. Well, I'm not gonna be able to compete with that price point for someone who only wants to spend that, and someone might come by and look at yours and say, well, I can see the difference in the quality, but I can't afford the difference in the quality. So with that, you have to kind of just know, you got to know your market. And the people that I sell to online are not the people in my community.
Thank you, Gail.
So
Gail, see, listen, I loved all of Kaylee's wedding photos.
I know Kaylee just posted a massive amount today.
I know. And then Bev said, Kat, do you ever make a funky bow? You do for your lantern swags, you make funky bows.
Lantern swags are all about funky bows because we're trying to give them the impression, I was looking for my rubber band, trying to give them the impression that they're big and meaty like these bows are, but on a lantern swag, you have to make them at a much smaller scale. But yes, I do. We could have done that with this one, but...
Patty, oh my gosh, that's amazing. She said, my little hobby of the past 6 years has just gotten crazy this year. I'm having a hard time keeping up. I've been averaging 20 to 25 wreaths a week, all through fall and Christmas, and mini swags and garlands, all just by word of mouth recommendations.
That is great.
That's awesome, Patty.
That's exactly what you want to do. So what you can do, because this is how I started, is I just used my Facebook page initially, and I was just marketing to family and friends. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Look, this is what I'm making. I'm just kind of putting it out there to see, is anyone interested? And lo and behold, you start selling to family and friends, and then they start telling their family and friends. Mm-hmm. And pretty soon, you know, you're selling pretty regularly. It just depends on when you jump in, because some people jump in at the slow point, and it's really disheartening for them to stay motivated.
I think Judy said it's called the Christmas Religious, not the Victorian, so she got the white and gold.
Oh, yes.
The white and gold, that one too. She
yeah,
got that one.
That was the last, wasn't that what we made last Friday?
Is that the ones, yeah, Christmas Begins with Christ, right?
Yes.
Isn't that the sign? Yeah.
The one that came from Cracker Barrel.
Yep.
Yeah. That one's been sitting. Like I said, I've had the sign since Kaylee called me and said, Mom, you have to come into Cracker Barrel. We have all our Christmas stuff in. So we went in and found that sign. I was like, gotta do something with this one. So this one's got way longer tails. So they're all stacked. I'm just gonna use a pipe cleaner.
Looks like a spider right now.
I know, right? Spider. And just twist it.
Judy said yes, it was the white and gold one.
That one is gorgeous. Okay, so this one's actually going to go in the lower corner. So I'm gonna go ahead and feed this one in, and then we'll fluff it. So, getting it down through the pines. This one would be fun. If it was my wreath, I would probably get those scented, what is that, like the scented blue spruce sticks? Mm-hmm. And I'd tuck a few of them in here. So I'd make people wonder, is it real?
Cynthia Liz says she lives in a small community near Corpus Christi called Orange Grove.
Okay.
You know, I guess what you could recommend, right, instead of having more overpriced wreaths is bring and make stuff that's small.
Yep.
Like angel tree toppers or...
Yeah, angel tree toppers, candy cane wreaths.
Or candle holders, small wreaths.
Lantern swags.
Lantern swags.
Ribbon trees.
Yeah, something you can keep under like $30 to $40.
Yep, and then you'll do really good. And then those are things you can actually display on your table, and then just have some other wreaths that are a lot smaller. Maybe take them down to 10 inches, and just don't go crazy on them with a whole bunch of embellishments, because then you're out at that point, and then you get desperate because you're like, oh, I really don't want to take these home, so you'll sell them at a cost, which is not what you want to do.
Yep. And then maybe just showcase maybe one or two of your bigger wreaths in the background or something.
Yep. And then that way you can tell people, look, here's the difference between something that's, you know, $60, $70. Oop, I didn't do these ones.
But Cynthia also, you know, Kat spends a lot of time, and I don't think a lot of the gals here realize it. She spends a lot of time marketing. She's out there posting her wreaths on Pinterest, Instagram, everywhere. I mean, so she's driving a lot of traffic into her Etsy site, and that's another thing. If you haven't set it up yet, Judy, probably set up an Etsy page so you can sell. Oh, sorry, Cynthia. Yeah, so you can set up a Etsy page and sell product there. Well,
you got to think about it, right? If you got to think about it in real world terms, because this generation now is driven virtually. They shop at home. Everything is online driven. So you've got to appeal to your online buyers, which means that you've got to go to places where they go. So if they're on Amazon, you know, you can post your stuff on Amazon, you know, get into their homemade program, but their fees are a little high. You could, I go Pinterest, I go Instagram. I'm using social media because it's free right now to market. So Pinterest is just pinning pins every day. I pin my wreaths every single day. Sometimes, well, no, about 3 times a day. So I'm just pinning and pinning because people are looking at Pinterest on their homepage, which shows you what someone just recently pinned.
So just as a question, she says, I don't have an Etsy page because I don't have a license to sell.
Okay, go get a seller's permit. It's free.
Yep.
And then just find out what your tax information is. Like for us here in California, I only have to pay taxes on sales made within the same state as me. So all the people that I sell to in California, which is about 1%, is sales I have to pay tax on. Because California is, I forget what they call it, a destination state. So it depends on where my products are winding up at the end. So if they're in California, California wants a piece of the pie. If they wind up somewhere else, that's it.
Bev asked, how do you pin?
How do you pin? Okay, well, if you're on Pinterest, you know how to pin. It's easier to do it from your mobile device than it is from your home computer. But on my mobile device, I just open it up, find my board, find all my pins, and just click pin to this board, pin to that board, pin to that board. So.
And I think you can actually go from Pinterest right to your Etsy page, right? And do you pin?
I pin straight to my, like, so if they click on the pin to see where it goes, it takes them right to that listing on Etsy.
Yep.
And if I don't have that listing on Etsy, but I still want them to wind up in my shop to see if maybe there's something else that might interest them, I just pin it to the Etsy, my shop page.
Yep.
So same thing with Instagram. You know, I'm pinning constantly on Instagram. Facebook is like trying to get to the 4 posts a day like I used to, but it's just super busy right now. So it's kind of hard. I'm almost having to set alarm reminders.
Cheryl said, I need to go back over the business training you all did. Once Christmas is over and she has more time available, she'll go back and watch and absorb everything.
Yeah, me
In the
too,
private
because everything changes. The stuff that we learned last year is all going to change this year. You know, Etsy changed their algorithms. Facebook changed their algorithms. What does that mean to us? How can we make that work to our advantage? So we're going to be taking everything that all of us learned collectively and talk about what sold, what did we make that we were thinking was going to sell and didn't sell. Looking at people who had successful sales, what did you do to drive business to your shop? So this is what it looks like right now.
Yay. Give it lots of likes and loves. Looks amazing so far.
So now we're going to go in and actually add some embellishments.
Janet, yes, she does pin her own wreaths every day on Pinterest.
3 times a day.
At least 3 times a day. But she also pins a lot of other wreaths and
Yep.
ideas that she likes as well. So it's not just her own.
Yeah, because you don't want people to go to your Christmas wreath page and just see your pins pinned over and over and over again. So I go and I look for ideas of things I might want to incorporate next time. So this is the green that I'm talking about. So this is my favorite green. It's like a darker green. So I'm actually going to take these back in my glue pot. I just cut the tips off. And I'm going to come in and just tuck these in.
Linda's asking, you give me ribbon links for the bow you just made? So the bottom is 18.
Well, some of them.
18, probably 14, and
Yeah,
12.
because I only had so much of the red and it's really super light tensile strength. It's not going to have an awful lot of life to it. I think this one is probably only maybe 15 inches. And then I tried to bring them in as I was adding the ribbon to it, so like the 1.5. should be just a little bit shorter than the other ones. So I would say 12 to 14 inches on the other one, but the Christmas tree one definitely 18.
And then the top one is probably just like 6 inches.
8.
8 and
Yeah.
6 inches. Yeah.
So now I'm just
It's
pulling.
beautiful. Donna said, just gorgeous, love it. Debbie said, love it. Gail said, she is the bow queen.
I'm not a bow queen. I try to the best of my ability to make them.
I call her the Martha Stewart of bows.
He does, but I was like, okay. So I'm just coming in and I'm adding different colors. I pulled all these ornaments from like, we have like a big bucket full of just random colors. So
And yes, she's cutting the tip off, and
I
they're
cut
not,
the tip off.
because that's the part she's gluing down.
Yep,
And they're all shatterless, so
they're all plastic.
they're all
yeah.
plastic.
So I'm just coming in and going red, green. So that's what we've added so far. So I'm gonna come in the other side, and I think I have the opposites. So I have a green and then 2 red. So because I did the sparkle there, I'm gonna probably sparkle up here first. So then they don't wind up exactly the same. So you could leave that little piece on, but I just cut them off. And then dip it back in here.
Be generous with the glue.
Yeah, a lot. And we're gonna tuck it in so we can add some more color.
And the pine acts as a really good netting,
Yeah.
just like deco mesh.
Oops. Okay, here we go.
It's amazing how over the years plastic bulbs can look just like glass now.
I know, right?
Hi Gloria. Hi Donna. Hi gals. Elaine said she started cutting them off after seeing you do it.
Oh, it's, I don't know. I don't know why I do that. Probably because I started on something and then it just started to map over to everything else that I was doing. So when it becomes habit, you just start doing it.
I think
So
you
it'll
noticed
be
on
good
some
habit.
of the bows, because you left the tip on, it started pushing out because of the tip.
Kind of. So this is our secondary. So the nice thing about the glue skillet too is any glue threads you have left, you just kind of pick them up like these and you just throw them back in your pot and they just remelt. Okay. So I have some frosted berries. So we're gonna add some of these. So the first thing I'm gonna do is kind of open them up, pull them all out away from the center, kind of give them some life. So again, it's that darker maroon color palette. Have to be careful so you don't snap them out of their little. Okay. Movement. Let me look. I might want these down here. I'm just kind of playing with where do I want to see them go. More glue. It's always fun. I want them kind of in here. So I kind of like where I stuck that one. And that's what you can do initially if you're not really sure what you want to do. Just go ahead and place everything. And what I did at first when I was learning, because you'll pull something out and you'll forget where you had it, I take a pipe cleaner and I stick the pipe cleaner in where I had the object.
Right, so you don't lose a spot.
So I don't lose, like, okay, going from glue pot, where was I going to stick that? So.
Janet said you got me in the habit of cutting the tips off the ornaments too.
See.
Hi Margaret.
Okay. Kind of bringing this one up. I wanted it to go from the end of the sign. Kind of going with the flow.
Yeah, that looks good like that.
Yeah, trying to get it in. So this one's going up. It's just kind of following our wreaths around. Okay, so here's my tip, right? I would find a pipe cleaner that is really obvious for me to find, and it'd be like that. So then I'd go to my glue pot, get all my glue, take my stick out, and then put your berries back in. Here's your glue. Just like so. So there's one. There's that one. So I'm just gonna move it around so I don't have to carry the glue quite as far.
Carol said, that's a great idea, and Sue said, great tip.
That's what I was doing before until I was like, okay, that's what I needed to do, because I was losing my place. I'd be like, was it here? Was it here? And then glue's dripping all over
Hi, Delia.
your item. So always find one that's a little off colored.
Hey, Linda, welcome. She said, watching for first time on Facebook from Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ooh.
My son lives in Glendale, California. So that's good. That's only about 2 hours from us.
Yeah.
Hi, Nita. She said, good evening and blessings from Puerto Rico.
Oh, nice to have you join us. I wonder what time it is in Puerto Rico right now.
I think it's around the same time as East Coast.
Let's look.
What time is it out there, Nita?
I'm looking it down here for some reason. So I'm kind of playing with the way I want it to go. So I think this will be my third and final one.
Pipe cleaner in there.
No, I already know where it's at. Is this big bristle thing is right there. So it's just gonna kind of lay right on top of it.
She says it's 9:07 p.m. So yeah, so they're the same as Eastern time.
Okay. Oh,
It's
all right.
6:07. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna save this one. Now I'm gonna go dig in my pine cone. It's my pine cone box. So this has all of my various types of pine cones in it. Not gonna do frosted. So here's some little ones. Really trying to grab them all. So then you'll just kind of set them in the way pine cones would grow. Because if you're doing a woodland wreath, you kind of have to have some pine cones in here. So growing the way pines do.
Vita said, so beautiful. You are a genius. XOXO.
I wouldn't say a genius.
KLCO said, cat's treasure box.
Oh, I know, right?
Yep.
That could be my garage, though.
Yeah,
That
your
you're
garage pretty much is
referencing.
your treasure box.
It could be my garage. So I'm gonna do some big and some little ones. For those of you that have pine cones in your backyard, go get a big bin. Put them on a cookie sheet. I think it's like 200 or 225 degrees or something like that for
Like 30 minutes.
30 or 35 minutes. So it'll kill all the critters that made homes in there. And then use them on your wreath instead of buying them. So that's what Steve and I did one year. We went up and hit up our local mountain community and
Pick the
collected pine cones.
Yep.
Yeah. So you just kind of,
That's awesome, Trisha. She said I put some pine cones in my gingerbread wreath today.
aw.
Yay.
See, this one's like, kind of not very,
Well, chuck it.
you're like, just throw it out. No. There's always a home for a little one. So I'm gonna add some little guys. So now I'm gonna take these out. I usually just keep my hand there. And you do that whole dip and stick.
Hi, Donna. Hi, Carolyn. Carolyn's also from Ontario, Canada, up there, bye-bye.
Oh, very nice. So So the pine cones, you just dip in your glue skillet and just stick them into your wreath.
Linda said the wreath is coming alive, and Nita said it's like watching a sculptor at work.
You just gotta lay in the base, and then you get to come in and play with all the little toys. I mean, you could have had all kinds of, if you didn't want to go pine, you could have went with holly berries and kept the colors more
Hi, Sharon.
red and green, I guess. And see, my glue skillet's hot enough to glue the glue, but not hot enough to burn. So thankfully, I have yet to burn myself on my glue skillet.
That's not the case with me.
Well, no, because normally when Steve burns himself on the glue, it's usually the glue gun, and then when I check the temperature, it's on high because you wanted the glue to melt faster. But then you forget to turn it down. And then that's why.
Hi, Veronica. And then Debbie said first time watching from Oregon. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. What part of Oregon? Because I know
Audrey's from
up in
Tualatin.
Yeah. So
We
we'll
have a
try to
couple
get you
gals, I think,
guys
up there.
together.
What city in Oregon, Debbie?
What part of Oregon? Could be Northern Oregon.
Could be southern.
Southern
Could be down
Oregon.
there by Eugene.
Yeah, could be up by Portland. So here's all my glue threads. Just throw them all back in the pot. We'll stick in here and see what
Sharon
happens.
said those bows are so awesome. We'll have to watch the replay. So beautiful.
See, these are ones you can get from Hobby Lobby too. These are the ones you guys have seen me kind of put little tips on.
Oh, yep, she is. She's south of Eugene.
Oh, see, so you called it without even knowing. You've been up there quite a bit.
What's that little town? Ashland?
Oh, Ashland's just
beautiful.
over the California border.
Yeah.
We like road tripping on. Steve has to travel up there for business.
Yep.
So sometimes it's nice to take the little ones and just add them to the tips of little branches. Trying to get this one. There you go. Just like they would be in nature.
I
Again.
remember that other mall I did that was in, it was Eugene, wasn't it?
What?
That other mall in Oregon that I did.
You did
Yeah.
Portland.
Portland, but I did the one that was further south too. I think I flew into
Medford.
Medford, yeah, Medford, Oregon.
You did the road, was it Rogue River Mall?
Rogue Valley Mall, yeah.
Yeah.
Debbie, we're in Southern California, in Victorville. Oh, Charlene, that's awesome. She said, just purchased this wreath. Love your work.
What? Is there anything you really want to see me add? I can add it for you. That's what I think is cool is when people buy the wreath, then they can go to the YouTube channel and swipe the video, and then when family and friends come over and they go, oh, what a great wreath, go, yeah, you want to see how it was made? And then your wreath was actually created in a video.
That's right.
So I think it's kind of cool that way.
Hi, Eileen. Sharon, no, this is actually, it's a 24-inch
Evergreen.
evergreen.
So Hobby Lobby has them for $9.99, so 50% off right now, $5.
Yep.
So stock up. And they will have wreaths and garland for a while. So you don't have to rush around, but like the ribbon, when we did the Christmas ribbon for the Merry Christmas beach wreaths, the ones with all the polka dots, those were all gone. Literally there was, what, 10 boxes of ribbon left, except for the overly large, what, 50-foot rolls?
These typical evergreens you can get from Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's.
Yeah.
They range from 18-inch to 24-inch.
But we'd even gone to Michael's and looked for ribbon and all the
Charlene-
ribbon.
Charlene said she can't think of anything.
Okay. And just adding all the little touches nature would have, I guess.
It's
So
almost
see,
done, huh?
traditional wreaths are what people like. I mean, I've had people reach out to me and say on my angel tree toppers they want, can you do one in red, white, or red, silver, and green? Can you do one in red, gold, and green? So there's something to be said, and it was funny because Steve and I were like, what should we make tonight? And I was like, let's go back to traditional Christmas colors. They're the ones my dad likes. So when I made my dad his wreath last year, we did Charles Dickens Christmas for him. So I can't remake that wreath because I don't remake them. So we're just adding little baby pine cones.
She really doesn't duplicate her wreaths
I don't.
at all.
Because I want everybody who purchases a wreath to have one that they're not going to go and say, oh, well, this is what you bought from Costco. No. I want it to just be something unique. Plus, it keeps it fun for me. I don't get to, you know, who wants to replicate the same wreath over and over and over again?
A little bit of glue on the one tail.
I see some.
Yep.
Okay.
Sandra said the one is pretty hanging behind you.
Oh, the primitive candy cane?
Yep.
That's my favorite one. It really and truly is.
Phyllis, hi, from Denver, Colorado. Oh, that's nice. Charlene said, this is my Christmas gift to myself.
Aww. Well, I'm going to include something special in your box. Because that's what I'm doing now with the rest of the Christmas inventory I have. I'm doing gift with purchase. Although I didn't write that when I was doing it, but I'll make sure to include something in there. So it'll be a surprise. Okay.
Surprised Nancy's not on.
Nancy? I don't
Yeah.
know. Did you guys hear about the big, huge earthquake in Alaska today?
Yeah, huge. 7.1 or 7.2. Yeah.
Yeah. That's been like all over the news here. And here in California, where we would normally expect to have earthquakes, thank God we haven't had one in a very long time. So let me show you what this looks like on the door. So I'm trying to go through and look and see where all my little glue fibers are. Make sure these are all off. Okay. That one there. Okay. Get it centered. Flip our glues. Do this. By running your bows through your fingers, it'll put a curl in the end of your ribbon. So it'll kind of have a nice, really pretty little curl to your ribbon.
Debbie Hyder said gorgeous. Debbie Watson said stunning. Teresa said looks amazing.
Aw, thank you. I keep moving it because I keep pulling on the tails.
Yeah, that's okay. Elaine said, beautiful. I love seeing wreaths other than mesh ones, though I love mesh wreaths.
But the crazy thing is like we were saying, is not too many people are making the traditional evergreen wreaths. Like they're all doing deco mesh, and
Yeah.
I mean deco mesh is great, but like I said, there's something to be said for the evergreen. It's a tradition, right?
Yep.
Okay. So this one we didn't really have to fight to get it to not cover our sign. What do you guys
Yep.
think?
Everybody says beautiful, stunning.
I'm just like looking.
Sharon congratulated her on buying it.
Uh-oh.
Nita said perfect. Marie said very pretty. David said I agree with the evergreen.
That you need to incorporate some evergreen.
Yeah.
And that it's see, and it's weird because when I'm making it, I'm either making it upside down or I don't see it until I get to hang it up and go, wow, that really looks cool. So yeah, I'm really, really happy.
Yeah.
So
Came out awesome.
okay. Well, what questions do you guys have that I can answer for you? Those of you that are still into making wreaths, you should be doing what I would call transitional wreath. So look for things that you can make that people could put up for Christmas and leave up through the winter. So right through, like, most people aren't going to put up a New Year's wreath, but if you can make them a Christmas/winter wreath that maybe doesn't have Merry Christmas on it, then they can leave it up from Christmas
Through
all
winter.
the way through, like,
Yeah.
March when you start getting ready for Easter, or start your spring wreaths.
You guys had another masterpiece.
Thank you. What else is good? Beach wreaths, lake wreaths, welcome wreaths. Those are all going to sell throughout the year, so don't forget those and think, well, those are what I'm going to make during seasons. Make them all year round. Like every single beach wreath, except for one, has sold. Like every Christmas beach wreath, if you go to Etsy and type in beach Christmas wreath, you won't find anything. What you will find is like people who've taken seashells and glued it onto a grapevine, or what else? It's just like a normal everyday beach wreath. So try to think outside the box and come up with ideas. Like go Google it or go Etsy search it and then see what comes up. And if you don't find anything, maybe you have that next thing that could be the big, huge seller, you know, especially for Christmas.
Sharon asked you how much this was?
75, I think,
Yep.
is what we said.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then Charlene said, excited to have one of your masterpieces hanging in my home.
Aw, thank you. Okay, so let me show you guys what Sheila, she's the one who does the chalk couture signs, right? You guys have known, we showcased a couple of her things that she did, I want to say like maybe about a month ago, because she just started her chalk couture business, and she sent me some of the samples of the signs that she's doing, because I'm all about signs, right? Next to ribbon, it's going to be signs, because we get our inspiration from our signs. So let me show you what she just sent me for her new designs that are coming out. So you can head over to her shop and purchase these signs. So
Faye said, I'm old fashioned and love it. Lila Gale said, turned out beautiful. Linda said, I made a snowman wreath myself. That's awesome.
wow. Okay, so here's the first sign. She did this one. It says, comfy, cozy are we. So again, this could be used as that transitional Christmas. You could technically leave it up, even though the name of the
Kind of
signs
Christmas.
from, yeah, what is it, Sleigh Ride?
Yeah.
But you could technically leave it up all year round. So I know she sent me prices, but this one she wouldn't quote me a price on because she had to custom do the plaid behind it. But if you like it and want it on something else, she could probably, you know, if you just wanted white with the lettering or black chalkboard, she could do that. This one is actually already spoken for, but there's this one. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. I want to say that this one is 14, I
I'm not
think.
sure. Yeah.
So in this
I
size,
don't see Sheila on, so
I know she's on. This is a
10 by 10.
10 by 10. So this is actually going in my oldest daughter's Christmas wreath because they pilfer from my supply stock. But see, this could have been a perfect sign for this as well. This would have worked in your traditional evergreen Christmas. And then she's got these, which are super cute. They're like little gift tags. So they're made out of wood. So this says joy. I always tease Steve, it's O or ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. And then there's a snowflake. And then there's peace. And then she did a believe one for me.
Yeah. And she's got 3 of the tags that says ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, I do. And then
Trisha, the book club is Girl Wash Your Face.
Girl Wash Your Face, and it starts next week, Monday.
The 3rd.
Monday or
Right.
Tuesday? The 3rd.
Tuesday.
Whatever the 3rd is. I'll look that up. And I'll recap on that. But it's crazy because the last book that we just finished doing for Christmas, the Cricket Christmas Tree, Damian Chandler, the author, he caught wind of what we did and actually went on our Cats Creations page and started commenting about what we had gleaned from his book. And he was saying that there are things that it never crossed his mind to think on those things that way. So it's just crazy. So I will be reaching out to Rachel Hollis and asking Rachel Hollis if she wouldn't mind coming in and popping in and saying H and G. Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's our next book, and it's in the Cats Creations page, so everyone can participate. It's the 10 Lies Women Tell Ourselves. So it's a pretty eye-opening book.
Martha, this is just on a side note, posted earlier. Martha said mermaid wreaths are popular here near Weeki Wachee, which we know where that is. That's
I know,
Florida.
right where that's at.
Florida. Home
We
of
have a friend
mermaids.
who lives there.
Yep.
So
Janet said, thank you for teaching us, Kat.
absolutely.
Judy said, I'm just trying to start my business, but I'm on limited income, so for now I buy things on sale and clearance.
You know what?
So-
That's what we did last year. We bought stuff. I didn't know about Craft Outlet. I didn't know about Trendy Tree or the Wreath Shop. I didn't understand the quality of Deco Mesh and how to save money and stuff like that. So I'm remembering that even when teaching the public group and the private group is looking for a way to keep our costs down, because if we keep our costs down, keep our quality high, but keep the costs down, then the customer benefits, because then we're not overpricing our wreaths and selling wreaths for $150, $200. We're keeping them realistic where people can afford them. So that's just my goal.
Cheryl, you'll have to check it out. She says, what exactly is chalk couture?
Chalk couture?
Yeah.
It's basically like stenciling on wood.
It's stenciling, but it's a special type of stencil.
It's way cool.
Yeah.
Like way cool. But it looks great.
Yep.
So I challenged chalk couture people to reach out to us, because as wreath makers, it's all about the sign sometimes.
Yep.
So these are going to be huge for us. So Sheila's group is Chalk Couture / Chalk It All
Yeah.
is the name of her business. So
Or,
you can find her on Facebook.
/ chalk couture.
It's Chalk Couture / Chalk It All.
Okay.
He's gonna go look. So, all right, everybody. I will see my private group on Sunday at 5. I don't know what we're making yet. Did we decide? We were thinking about the.
You were going to do blues and silvers, winter wreath?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I'll throw a poll out there and ask you guys what you want to do. We can do the Grinch wreath or do like an all winter. I might save the winter wreath for next Friday, because that's our
That's what I meant.
transition.
that's what I
Yeah,
meant.
we'll do that on Friday. We'll do the winter wreath next Friday.
Sharon said, it's so great for hearsay that you did not know things and now you are so great.
I still
everybody-
don't know everything.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. I'm like, if I learn something, I'm like passing it on to you guys. Like this year, I was like, don't wait to buy your stuff at Hobby Lobby thinking you're gonna buy it the first 2 weeks of December. They're gonna be there won't be anything left. You'll be crazy, like mystified when you walk into Hobby Lobby and Joann's and Michael's and they're like, there's no Christmas.
Yep.
So
Linda, for these signs, it's pretty simple. You can use a staple gun with 1/4-inch staples,
that's what we do.
and you could just staple gun the twist ties right on the back,
Yep.
and then that's how you would hang them up.
You just staple to the back because it's 1/4-inch.
Yep.
Or you can drill holes in them and you can hang them that way
Yep.
on your.
Linda, if she does do a Grinch, obviously she can't sell or say that it's a Grinch.
I can't say
She just says it's
that
a
it's for sale,
right.
but you could say, is that wreath for sale? And I could say, you can just message me and we'll chat after the live.
Yeah.
So, but I can't advertise for it's for sale, but I can show you how to put one together all day long.
And then Judy asked, do you give training classes? If so, how much? I'm interested. Well, you have your private group.
The private group is only $17 a month, so you get everything. So starting in January, we go back to 2 private group tutorials, and then we do 2 business classes. So starting in January, it'll be reevaluating what worked, what didn't work, what can we do differently to make sure that we're more successful. So we'll come up with a game plan, and then we'll start implementing things as things have changed. Like Etsy changed this year. Etsy changed right before it was our busy season. So in September, they threw everything that we had worked, was
So
it
hard.
8 months to build, and then they threw it out and said, well, no, we're not going to use that anymore. So we had to like really quickly change it up and figure out, okay, how can we fix this? How can we make it to where our listings are being seen? What changes do we need to make? So yeah, so if you're interested, just message me and say, I want the link to the private group. I'll send you the link. You sign up. It's $17 a month.
Reoccurring payment.
Reoccurring payment, credit, debit, PayPal.
Yep.
So
Janet said private group is awesome. There's a lot of gals on here that can attest to the private group. She's really good at really teaching everybody. So.
well, and then I stay in communication even with people that aren't in my private group. You can ask me a question. I've had people send me pictures. Here's the wreath. I'm so lost. I don't know what to do. Here's my sign. Here's my ribbon. What should I do? I'm ready to just scrap it all. I'm ready to just quit. And it's like, no, we're going to sit down and we're going to figure out what we can do to make this work for you. And my questions are always going to be, where are you buying your supplies from? Are you going big box? Okay, so let's work on your wreath from the big box, you know, like Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's. We can make a wreath that looks just as good as buying our materials from Craft Outlet and the Wreath Shop. So we just have to get creative in how we put it together. So.
And she also teaches you gals how to do low-cost wreaths. Stuff like
We did that at Christmas, Halloween. We made a wreath for $15 and it sold.
Yep.
So just finding ways to make it work and keeping it affordable for customers. That's
Oh, thanks, gals.
what.
Janet, Martha, Debbie, Donna, Carol, they all said, yep, private group is awesome.
It's family. That's what I can say our private group is. It's definitely family. And you can jump in and be part of our Secret Santa thing. We're doing Secret Santa for Wreath Group.
So Sharon, she'll always do the Friday nights on the public group.
It will never change for that.
That'll always be Friday nights, but she has a private group also that she does on
Sunday.
on Sundays.
Sundays at 5.
Sundays at 5. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And they do. Gail said it's a great group and we love to shop for each other.
We do.
Most of all, no drama. Yep.
No drama, and we help each other out. If someone says, oh my God, I bought this sign at my Hobby Lobby and I'm completely sold out, I need help. You have a wide resource of people in all 50 states that is happy to go to the Hobby Lobby and go find that sign for you and ship it out. It's not a problem. So that's what I love best about our group. It's family.
Yep. Katie said, hang in there. You're one of the best I've seen. That's awesome. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so and next Friday, I'm hoping to get our Mevo back. If we can get our Mevo back, then, because it's at Mevo's shop getting repaired, the boost part. If we get it back by next week, Friday, maybe I can convince Steve to come over here and build one with me.
Sure.
So maybe we'll do dual building.
Sharon, so I have to write you to join. Yeah, just private message her and
Just click message, like go to
she'll
Kats
let you know.
Creations, click on Kats Creations on Facebook and hit message, and then I'll send you the link. It's just so much easier that way.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Well, have a great, great weekend, and I can't wait to see my private group people on Sunday at 5. I'll send you a list of like, here's my ideas. What would you like to see me make? Or if you guys have other ideas, throw me under the bus. Just say, we want to see you do this. So we'll figure something out. All right, everyone, have a great weekend. I'll talk to you on Sunday. Bye-bye.